Hello YouTubers, I'm going to be taking the Yambo number 5
Yambo number 5
to the British rowing trials this year. Just the top one.
And that's us finished our lovely session here at Auchenstary in the Yambo number 5 with DJ Dan Jones putting his boat away now. Absolutely fantastic experience this morning out here at the canal on some super flat water, some glass if you will. It's kind of what's you come to expect it when you row at the canal here, because it is pretty sheltered, and even when the wind does pick up, still pretty flat. So it's great to get out there and really drill down on the technical aspects of sculling or rowing in general. But as always, rowing is a rowing sport and we have to deal with the conditions regardless if they are glass or broken glass. You still have to be able to try and row in said conditions. Again, fortunately, we had amazing conditions this morning. Hopefully you enjoyed that experience. Like I said earlier, I will be heading to British Rowing Trials, which will be the first time since 2020, when the schedule for the year was very different. So this year, first trial is in November, and so a couple of weeks away now, so really excited for it. The trial itself, for those of you that aren't aware, is a 2K on the erg, on the rowing machine, and then if you hit the certain targets, you then go on to the next day where you do a 5K time trial. And for me, it'll be the Yambo number 5, but you can also do that in a pair as well, depending on your speciality, if it were. So I'll be in the Yambo number 5, trying to go as fast as I can in Boston, Lincolnshire, assuming I get a decent score on the rowing machine. So training wise, we've had a fantastic block of training so far, really trying to be super consistent over the block, so building gradually, nothing too big here or big there, but just trying to do a really good effort week on week, almost ticking each box as we go along, rather to try and really perform at every single session. Yes, getting a good performance, but not looking for a great performance at all times. Looking for the great performances when it counts, and then trying to be as consistent as possible, because I think really consistency is one of the most underrated parts of training. And if you can get a really good block of consistent training, and I'm not talking about one 12-week block, I'm talking about months and months and months of consistent training, it can really just build up, and you can really surprise yourself with the performance that you've picked up over that long period of time, rather than trying to fit loads and loads of training into, say, 6 weeks or even a few weeks, and almost adding more stress because you're thinking, I'm really trying to get more performance. So a little bit more relaxed, not the training itself, but more the anticipation, the expectation of the performances in training. So almost makes training that little bit easier to do. Hopefully that makes sense. So we've got the 2K on the rowing machine, so we have to do some 2K prep for that. So I will do a little bit of video on 2K prep coming up before the British Rowing Trials, so make sure you are subscribed for that. But as always, the rowing machine, the 2K, hasn't really been one of my weaknesses. I've been able to hit the cutoff for a senior male. The cutoff, I believe, is 6:05, 6 minutes and 5 seconds for 2K. My PB is a 5:49. I don't think I'm quite at the PB shape right now, but I should be able to go under 6:05, fingers crossed, Yamsquad. So it means that I should be able to go on to the 5K time trial the next day. So that's what I'm really trying to focus on. Get the 2K, of course, do as well as I can on the 2K, but really honing in on my technique in the single. If you've been watching over the past couple of seasons, it's really a big weakness of the technique is the worst aspect of my ability. So making some good gains, making some good progress in the technical aspect. Let me know if you notice any differences just rowing along the canal in the Yambo number 5. I feel like I'm progressing, obviously still a long way to go, but like I said, consistently getting better over time will lead to big changes over time, rather than trying to stress out about trying to be perfect in a week. We're looking at that month's progress. So hopefully that does make sense, and really excited for this next couple of weeks where the intensity picks up a little bit in preparation for the trials and the volume drops a little bit. So I think this part of training is the most fun part, because you're doing less sessions but higher intensity, so you're starting to see really good numbers, and then you have less training overall, so you're more rested, so you feel ready to go, and you feel like you're about to just go smash some good scores or good water performances. So fingers crossed, Yamsquad, everything goes well over the next couple of weeks, then we can go into trials knowing that we've prepared as best we can, and then all we need to do on the day is do as best we can and see where that puts us. So we've got DJ Dan Jones tying his boat down, we've got the Yambo number 5 about to go onto the rack, and that will be it for today's episode. Hopefully you have enjoyed the experience out on the water, and hopefully you are excited as well for doing British Rowing Trials, because like I said, it's been a while since I've been, so I'm excited to share the experience once again with the Yamsquad. And as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next episode. Oh yeah!